Welcome back to another episode of the Purple Rain podcast. And I already see people in the chat giving their 30s, their favorite 30s. So we'll start off with the most recent, the Tyler Beatty episode,
Let's
the Obafemi
go.
I Am Dedejo episode.
Let's
You know,
go.
the Bernard Pierce. I'll throw it back to Kenneth
Yeah.
Dixon. We can keep going. Of
Yeah.
the Purple Rain podcast. We are back, and we had a game this past week. We had live action football. But before we get into all of that, housekeeping, So welcome back to the Purple Rain podcast with Sutton Def right there. Me, simply AS10. And before we get started, you can like the video, please. And you can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain podcast. I see Chris Westry. Chris Westry actually got released by the Panthers. He's a free agent. So
did he?
Yeah.
Oh man, he just played this past weekend.
Yeah, I mean they're starting the cuts. We already had a couple of cuts today. We'll get into them. But you can find this guy on Instagram at SuttonDef, on Twitter at SuttonDef. You can find me on Instagram at simplyas10.prod and on Twitter at simplyas10. And most importantly, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. We'd love to have you to join the Purple Rain family and eventually be a pioneer.
Yeah. You know what it is. Like my guy Alex said, welcome back to yet another episode of the Purple Rain podcast. This one happens to be episode 130. Yes. 130, bruh. We're getting up there. Lisa's going to go ahead and kick us off with the comments for the day. Says, please do not forget to tap that like button. Lisa.
Yes.
Lisa Ann, you are absolutely hitting the nail on the head here. Tap that like button. I mean, before we get into anything else, it helps us out a ton. It helps us give you guys more Ravens content, more NFL content throughout the season. You guys know the season is just starting.
Yeah.
So if you want us to stick around, if you want us to be here, go ahead and make sure you leave a thumbs up on the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new, because there's a lot more where this came from. But you know how we do here on the Purple Rain podcast. Everybody who's here in the live chat, we got to bring up on the live screen. But those of you who are not watching live, and you're part of the hashtag replay gang, thank you guys so much for coming out to this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. We love you guys so much. But as you know, we got to bring up everybody who's here in the live chat.
Go for it.
On screen. J Prime 235 is in the house, says hello. What's going on, bro? Daryl Turner is in the house, says we live tonight. MP is back.
And we're at 30 likes already, by the way. Already. Woo! Thank you. We're not even
going crazy.
We just hit 3 minutes. So thank you.
Going crazy. 30 likes in 3 minutes. We love it. K-Dog is in the house. The Purple Rain Pioneer himself says, yo, what's good, Rain Gang family on this Monday evening?
Yes.
What's going on, K-Dog?
We're here. Oh, your mic cut out. You touched the mic, Sutton. We were having troubles before. It's back to the AirPods. We were having trouble. Now it's back to your regular mic. We were dealing with this before the show.
Okay. That's my bad.
I
leave it in one spot. I think we're good here. Can you hear me?
We're good now. Yeah, we're good. Okay.
K-Dog also says, oh yeah, could you please smash that damn like button so the kids can eat? Yeah, of course. Yolanda is in the house, says good evening, Rain Gang. I hope everyone is well. What's going on, Yolanda? Appreciate you for coming through. Jonathan Washington Jr. is in the house. We got our guy Gerald in the building. G Money, what's going on?
Thank you for pulling up,
coming through. I know. He says, what up, PRP gang? What's going on with you, Gerald? Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Appreciate you for pulling up, man. Yeah, hope everything's good.
I saw he commented on our last episode, so I'm looking forward to talking to you.
He did, yeah. And I want to get into his comment a little bit later, too. The April 123 is in the house. What's going on, bro? Hezekiah, I see in here, says Victory Monday. Oh, the first Victory Monday of the season.
I think the only thing better than Victory Monday was the Victory Friday that we had. A Purple Friday, a Victory Friday, we hadn't experienced the Ravens win in a very long time. Like our last win was the Sunday night game against the Browns. That was a long time ago.
You're right. And you make a good point. There's something that hits a little bit different about a Victory Friday. Because it's like you get to go into the weekend already knowing that your team's got the W. You have nothing to worry about on Sunday.
Exactly. You don't have to worry about it. I love that.
I love that. Yeah, absolutely. 410 Byron is in the house. I see my guy Dre is in the house as well. I see SG is in the house too. What's going on, bro? Rico is in the house as well. 1Session27 is in here. Julian Chambers says, what's going on, fellas? It's all coming together. Week 1 is getting closer and closer. You're absolutely right. It is.
And the
It
whole
is.
quarterback situation, we got to talk about that. We
Yeah.
might see a familiar face at quarterback on week 1. We'll get into that as well.
Yeah,
Joe
we're gonna catch that.
Flacco,
Yeah.
hon. Yeah, we'll get into that.
Oh my God. Raven Ron in the building says, I know Likely is a tight end, but I want to see him as a wide receiver / tight end. We're gonna get into Isaiah Likely. We got a lot to talk about.
That
A lot
play
to talk about.
today.
Yeah, listen, a lot to talk about. I mean, this guy, Alex, he was actually at training camp today. So listen, if you're here now, stick around. He's got a lot of insight from today. Trust me. Black Daniel says, Rain Gang, greetings. What's going on, Black Daniels? Appreciate you for coming through. Exley is in the house. Yeah, absolutely. Joshua Brown says, yo, what's up? Second straight time I'm in live. Oh, shout out to you. He says, I'm usually part of the replay gang. Yeah, we love people who translate, who make that transition from the replay gang to the live Rain Gang. It's an experience watching us live. It's different. We love interacting with you guys live. So please try to make it out to the live show for sure. Tanja Bowman, Edward George, King Trent TV. I see John Stadelman in the house. Seth Batdorf. I see a lot of people. Brandon Lewis.
Well.
You see Chike. I see Chike. What's going on, Chike? Yeah. I see my guy Dylan Paws in the house. I see. Oh my goodness. A lot of
we
people
also
are
have questions tonight. Too. The people want the fantasy league back. Are we running it back? Are we running it back? There we go.
Yes, we are.
There we go.
So yeah, the fantasy league. There will be information dropped about that tomorrow morning on the Rain Gang Instagram, Purple Rain Podcast Instagram. There will be information dropped about the fantasy league tomorrow morning. So make sure if you don't follow us already on Instagram, make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast, like you see down below, because there will be information dropped on our fantasy league, the Rain Gang Fantasy League, tomorrow morning. All right. So, Alex, we've gotten through all the formalities, everything like that. Let's just talk about some football, shall we?
I'm ready. And actually, before, I don't want to get weird, but I am actually wearing a new pair of boxers today. And those boxers are Manscaped boxers.
Okay. Yeah. Talk about it. Yeah.
I actually opened up the package and I was like, man, I actually just went on vacation last week and I could have used that little the pouch they gave me. I was kind of upset with myself. I really was.
Yeah.
But I can see me Manscaped. All right. If you want your balls, I love you. All right. I'm not going to say too much. Code PRP, save 20% off your order. And guess what? Free shipping.
Free shipping. That's the best part, though.
I don't know what else to say. I actually just got a new hat recently. The shipping was like $10. Hurt me.
See? Exactly.
Don't got to worry about that.
You shop at a lot of different websites. It's like you're okay with the original price of the product, but once taxes and shipping gets involved, you're like, jeez, man, damn. I didn't plan on spending this much money.
It hurt.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
It went from 40 to 45 to 60 because of tax too. I'm like, I'm really about to pay this for a hat. I did it, unfortunately, but yeah, that free shipping. Come on now.
Yeah, it hits different. Definitely hits different. Black Daniel says it here. The promo code PRP. Go on manscaped.com. Use the promo code PRP. You can save 20% off of your order. Yeah. You also get free shipping as well on multiple products, just like the boxers. Listen, our guy Daryl, he's also co-signing. Says I have the boxers too. Alex, Manscaped is fire.
They're comfortable.
They're comfortable. Gotta listen to me.
Listen, I'm not going to show it. That'd be weird.
That would be weird.
But they're comfortable.
They're very comfortable. Products like that, products like the Weed Whacker 4.0. Like I said, when your barber doesn't get your nose hairs, listen, I got a haircut the other day. Guess what?
Didn't get the nose hairs.
Get the nose hairs. Didn't get the nose hairs. I had to get it myself. So listen, if you're like me and your barber does not get your nose hairs when you get a haircut, head over to manscaped.com. Use the code PRP. You get 20% off of your order for anything that you buy there. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
And the pouch too. I think the pouch, if you're going on vacation, throw the deodorant in there, the toothpaste, the travel toothpaste, toothbrush. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I love the pouch. I love it. Love it. All right. So that's that. Let's go ahead and get into some Ravens football. First, we want to talk about the most recent Ravens game, which is not last year against the Browns on, what did you say, Sunday Night Football or something like that?
Yeah, that was the last win.
Last win, right? So our last win now is this past Thursday against the Tennessee Titans, our first preseason game. As you can see up here, it's still 0 days until Ravens football. I mean, listen, we're back. We're here.
We're back and we're better.
We're in it now. And as far as I can see, we want to know. I know it's preseason, but we want to know.
That streak lives on.
The streak lives
The
on.
streak.
Should I say 21? And I mean, hey.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get into our biggest takeaways from that
Okay.
week 1 preseason game against the Titans. The Rain Gang, all you guys watching live right now, or if you're part of the hashtag replay gang, make sure you leave your comments, questions, concerns about that first game down below in this comment section, the live chat section. We will get to you guys' responses. But Alex, I want to start with you. What were your biggest takeaways from that Ravens versus Titans preseason game?
I had a lot, I'll be honest, but I think my number one, I did a video on him. I want to say Isaiah Likely, but it is Himar Bridges. All right.
Oh,
Himar.
Yeah.
All right. I'll let you talk about your receiver, but Himar Bridges, this guy, I mean, how can you not root for him? I read more about him and just seeing how good of a person he is off the field and on the field. Like, I can only but help. I need him to make the team. All right. Because seeing what he did, the 50-50 ball, I loved it. I loved it. I loved the aggression. I loved how I didn't have to worry about the pass not being caught. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. I'm not going to sit here and act like he's the second coming of Anquan Bolden, but it definitely was promising to see. But I'll start with Shamar Bridges.
Okay.
It was nice to see. I'll slide over to you because I definitely have some more, but hopefully we have the same one.
I mean, I feel like the elephant in the room is Shamar Bridges. So let's just go ahead and address that right now. I mean, because he was going to be one of my biggest takeaways as well. I mean, Shamar Bridges, one of the biggest things I took away, not only like, the touchdown, the other deep fade route catch that he had, it's the fact that he did it at the X position, like on the outside. When you really think about it, that's what we've been lacking. A wide receiver who on the outside can either stretch the field or just go up and make plays when his quarterback throws it up to him. I mean, that's what we've been looking for.
And there was a clip. Yeah. He should have had another touchdown. I'm not sure if you saw it. I saw some
I saw
coaches film on Twitter rumbling around. I saw he hit like a mean just cut inside, then went towards like the cut outside. Did his defensive back. The defensive back was lost. It was a touchdown. He wasn't found, but the route running was crisp. It was beautiful. I mean, I'm glad you saw that clip too, because it wasn't that viral for Ravens Twitter standards, but it was definitely something interesting to watch. So that's beautiful to see.
Definitely. I remember the exact play you're talking about. Beat his man. I think it was like a sluggo route. He like kind of broke inside and then broke back outside towards the end zone. Yeah, exactly. And I think it was Tyler Huntley who was in on that play. Didn't catch him. Didn't see him on that play, but like you said, man, you just love to see those type of things. That sort of separation, And yes, we get it. It's preseason. We don't want to get too high on these guys. For making the plays that they did, because it's against lower level competition that won't be there, September 11th and then, going forward. But at the same time, you just love to see guys make that effort, just make those plays because it's on a big stage. Even though it's preseason, it's still a big stage.
What if they didn't make those plays? What would happen? I'd rather have them make the plays and we get to talk about the competition than them not make the plays.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point, Alex, because like people like me, and people like, everybody else in, sports media and everything like that, they love to discount preseason. They say, it's just preseason. We don't want to count this for that.
You don't say that. You do not discount it. I don't think you do.
I try not to, but it's because at the same time, it's for reasons like you just said. I mean, if he didn't make those plays, we'd be saying, oh, this guy's a bust. He should be part of the cuts when, time for roster cuts, that sort of thing. But since he did make the plays, it's like, oh, we're all on board. So it's got to count for something,
I didn't see Jordan Lasley and Jaleel Scott making these plays in preseason. They would have touchdown catches, but it wasn't like this. They were just doing really good in training camp, but it wouldn't translate to the preseason game.
Even Miles Boykin. Exactly.
Also, did you see Miles Boykin with the Steelers? He had a typical Miles Boykin game.
I did not see that. No, I did not.
He made a good contested catch, great special teams tackle, and then dropped a touchdown. It was the most Miles Boykin thing I saw, and I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for you. Man. He dropped it.
Steelers fans rejoice. The good old Miles Boykin. We'll get all that
later, but I had to just bring up, the former receivers that stand out in training camp for the Ravens.
For sure. Let's see. We got our guys from Lunch Break Hot Take in the building. What's going on? Appreciate y'all for pulling up, coming through. Let's see. We also got our guy. I see Hoodie Ramey is in the building. What's going on? What's up? What's going on, Hoodie Ramey? Appreciate you for pulling up, coming through to this episode 130 of the Purple Rain podcast. All right. Kind of getting back to the Ravens preseason game. Shamar Bridges was really big. I really liked what I saw from him, but also, kind of the second Isaiah Likely, Isaiah Likely, he was huge, man. He was huge, and he didn't score a touchdown, but he did show a lot of promise. He had the 2 penalties. Let's just get that out of the way. He had the 2 penalties, but that's something that can be coached. I'm not too worried about it, right? You can coach that out of him. It's all about hand placement. He had the holding penalties, right? Hand placement, that sort of thing. He can be coached out of that bad habit. I feel like.
I think Mark Andrews did the same thing his rookie year and not Luke. I'm not too worried. I mean, I'd rather have the holding than him not coming down with the contested catches. Yeah. I'm taking them contested catches all day. We can talk about that. That was impressive. I don't care who it was. I mean,
honestly, that was the highlight. That was the highlight of the preseason game for me. That contested catch from Isaiah Likely, because we just got done talking about Shamar Bridges, but when you think about it, Shamar Bridges or Isaiah Likely, who's going to get more opportunities in that offense? Would you say? Isaiah Likely. Exactly. So it made more sense to me, or it excited me more seeing him make that big contested catch, in traffic, because that's what you want from a tight end, because we have a guy in Mark Andrews who can do that. If we have another guy in Isaiah Likely, it's kind of given like what Hayden Hurst 2.0, because he's also got a little bit of speed to him and quickness and agility to him as well.
Over here now. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, you don't got to listen. Don't take it from me. Go back and watch the highlights from that first game. We'll see what he does against the Cardinals on Sunday, rather.
Yeah.
But listen, I really like what I'm seeing from Isaiah Likely, for sure.
So am I. Loved it. And actually, I'm going to give some more love to your guy who you've been raving about. I see Jonathan Washington talked about it. He said Mekhi Polk deserves some love. He had a good game, too. He had a great game.
Yeah, he did.
You throw the ball his way, he'll catch it. The yak he showed. I mean, I like the aggressiveness. I can't get mad at that. He had a good showing up.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I think he caught like every ball that was thrown his way, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you can't really ask for much more than that, especially in the preseason game. It's just like literally go out there and do your job. Like if do your job was never more important, I mean, it's in the preseason. Like it's in the preseason, because like if you don't do your job, you're cut. You're done. It's not like you're benched or like you get less reps, that sort of thing. No, you're cut.
It's over.
It's over. You're done.
To the USFL,
you're working at Walmart.
To the XFL, you go.
I said Walmart. You said USFL. It's a little bit more respectable for what you said, but it's just like
just think about what Martindale said. We had DoorDash drivers playing at defensive back last year. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Same concept. But like it's just I don't know, man. Mekhi Polk, he really impressed me. Isaiah Likely really impressed me as well. He impressed me probably the most, and I'm most excited to see what we do with him in this offense come regular season, because you got to figure, like we just said 2 minutes ago, he's probably going to get a lot of opportunities, a lot of snaps, So, with him lining up alongside a Mark Andrews, and I just moved my mic again. Let me know if my mic goes out.
You're good. No, you're good. I will let you know. You're good.
Okay, cool. But him alongside Mark Andrews, that's going to be clutch. That's going to be very, very clutch. Like, it's also Nick Boyle as well. 3 tight end sets, 2-3 tight. Ravens going to be dangerous this year, man.
I mean, I shouldn't be getting excited, but I kind of want to, because that's Roman's specialty. I know we're talking about the offense, but I would love to transition to the defense, because I see our guy Dylan brought up a great point. So am I going to transition to the defense real quick?
Yeah, bro, go ahead.
He brings it up. Travis Jones. We've been raving. I think Ravens fans have been raving about this guy, and that's good as advertised. This man tracked down Malik Willis, who is no Ben Roethlisberger. He is no 1980 freaking refrigerator. He's not going to stand back there. No, he's mobile. Travis Jones tracked him down, got the sack. I loved it.
Yeah, Travis Jones definitely had a good showing. As our girl Yolanda says here, Travis Jones, I mean, I was very excited to see what he could do coming into this first preseason game and just the season in general, because, me personally, I really want interior pass rush on our defensive line, because I feel like if you can put the center and the guards in the quarterback's lap as soon as he snaps the ball, then, that's going to bode well for your defense. But Travis Jones, he really showed that like he can draw those double teams. He can also get after a quarterback as well. So listen, man, Travis Jones alongside a Calais Campbell, a Justin BK, who I think is still tragically underrated, and I feel like he's gonna have a big year.
Looks good.
Looks good. It's gonna be scary for a lot of front sevens in the NFL, and I think that the Tennessee Titans were the first ones, even in the preseason, to experience that. And as against the Jets week 1, that's when we're really gonna see how this defensive line really kind of imposes its will on an offensive line. Can't wait to see it. But like you said, Travis Jones was somebody I was very excited about.
Yeah, and also the other guy Dylan brought up was Geno Stone, and I think Geno Stone, like every time this man is given an opportunity, he takes it and he run. Not only does he run with it, he runs a marathon with it. He does everything and then some. Got a pick, had a tackle for loss.
Just
the way he was playing at the line of scrimmage, I loved it. Like he didn't look like he's I think it's his 3rd year now, but he barely got any playing time last year and the year before. And he's making these plays. Geno Stone, he has got to make this roster for me. I don't care where he plays. He has done everything right. And last preseason, he balled out. He came in midseason, he got the last ever interception from Big Ben. Filled in great on the Rams game. Came in this game, did his thing, and like that pick was it wasn't thrown right at him. He had tipped it up and caught it.
Yeah,
I love him. I need him to get more snaps. But our safety room is just so stacked. Where do the snaps? How do you split them up? Because we have, I want to say 5 starting caliber safeties. I think every one of our safeties is starting caliber.
Yeah. Let's see here what we're getting from the live chat from the Rain Gang. About 91 people watching live right now. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you
for tuning in to this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Make sure you like the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. There's a lot more.
We're at 56 likes already. That's insanity.
Let's go. We love it. Keep it up, guys. Let's see. I see here you guys are talking about Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, we can
and what he did. Yeah, let's talk about what he did. He actually did recover a fumble, which was promising. You always want to see guys, just kind of pursuit to the ball. But it wasn't even just the fumble for me. There was another play. I want to say it was maybe a 2nd or 3rd down the Titans had on offense. And there was a play. It was a pass out to the right side. I want to say something like that. I think that the ball carrier maybe got a couple yards on the play, but there was somebody in particular on crazy pursuit to the football on that play. And it was Kyle Hamilton, the one guy that I literally picked out of the bunch. He was moving faster than everybody else and just kind of just taking the best angle, things like that. It was Kyle Hamilton.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I feel like you do. You know what I'm saying? We see the same things.
He wasn't on your screen, and then he just came on your screen. It was insane how quick. And that definitely. And I know that he had an iffy game, but that's why I do like the preseason 4 because you could tell the rookies had some jitters. I see people mentioning Pepe Williams. He had a drop pick 6. That was jitters. That's jitters.
Yeah, definitely.
Hamilton, he took a bad it was a bad pursuit of Malik Willis.
Malik Willis out the touchdown. Yeah.
That's why I do like preseason because having these guys go straight into the regular season, you would see a lot more mistakes. But the play you're talking about, that right there is you don't teach that, man. You get that's just God-given ability. How quick he was, just right on your screen, it was like a fly. Didn't see him, and there he was. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And the thing about Kyle Hamilton that a lot of people talk about is that he's not that fast. His 40 time wasn't that great. So it's how did he get to the ball that fast on that particular play? And I don't know if all of you guys watching right now remember that particular play specifically, but that play he literally got there in a split second. And I attribute that to instincts. And if you're saying that a guy like that who's not maybe not the fastest guy, but he can read and react that fast on his first NFL game. Oh, listen, by the time this guy is a year, 2, 3 years in, he's going to be a beast. As long as he stays upright, avoids the I word, that sort of thing, he's going to be good because he already has the instincts. He has the instincts. We saw it at Notre Dame. Hell, that's the reason why we drafted him.
And I think if we can allow him to play kind of just to his strengths and not just have him locked down in a certain role and just let him just move around freely, you'll see the best of him. So I definitely saw people I'm not going to say he had an amazing game, but he definitely had an up and down game, but he'll only get better. I'm not going to get too worried about that.
Yeah. Let's see. Hezekiah says Hamilton's physicals are glaring. It's just about controlling it. I felt like there were a lot of missed tackles across the board.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. There were missed tackles. There were. They always come back to haunt us, don't they? Don't they? I see people talking about Kevon Seymour. He was lost in that deep play. Lost. I don't know what he was doing. That wasn't good. That was not good looking. But good news, I guess, is that Marcus Peters is back. They are the backups, but I know we didn't see Armar Davis, and we did see Pepe Williams, and what I saw from Pepe was good. So hopefully they won't be the backups. Maybe they'll be the backups of the backups.
Right.
Fingers crossed.
Right. Yeah, and just overall, that preseason game, it was a good performance by the Ravens. Yeah. I thought, solid defensively. We did what we needed to do offensively as well. Couple little tidbits I want to pick out.
Okay. I love a good tidbit. Let's do it.
All the quarterbacks looked good. No, Tyler Huntley looked good. Anthony Brown
has some zip on that. I'm not gonna say the word on that effort. He threw some zip on that effort. I'm not gonna lie. I liked it.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
I loved it too. He showed poise, he showed decisiveness, and he showed zip as well. And those are three things you love to see. Exactly.
He honestly, he didn't care about no mistakes. He was just playing his game, and I love that. Huntley was playing it safe, but Anthony Brown said, "F that, F it." Shamar Bridges down there somewhere. Threw it up.
And I think Huntley more so played it safe because he's been there, he's done that. Hell, Tyler Huntley, he's played in a playoff game before.
Yeah.
In the biggest of moments,
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley has been thrown into the fire multiple times.
Yeah. Divisional games.
Talking Lamar goes out.
He played against the eventual Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
The Packers, number one seed in the NFC. He's been through it.
Right. So Tyler Huntley, he's been there, he's done that. I feel like that's the reason why he's kind of just out there, taking it for what it is, taking what he can get, not really trying to force anything. He knows he's got the number 2 job locked up. But guys like Anthony Brown, Brett Hundley,
I think Anthony Brown's going to be back, hopefully, as practice squad. I like him. I like what I saw from him.
Same. Yeah. I think the Ravens will be foolish to just let him kind of just walk. Just keep him in the facility somewhere. Just somewhere.
Yeah. It can't hurt to have another, a guy throwing the ball. And you never know what goes on with the C word, the Miss Rona, because it dealt with us last year. Y'all know what this year entails, but
exactly. K-Dog giving a shout out to the Replay Gang. Big shout out to the Replay Gang. Make sure you guys go ahead and like the video. Also subscribe to the channel if you are new.
I have a tidbit for you. Yeah. Josh Johnson, remember him last year?
Yes, I do.
He's playing for the Broncos. I had no idea.
Me neither.
Add another team to his resume. It's insane, all the teams he's played for.
Yeah, I was definitely today years old when I found out that Josh Johnson was with the Broncos.
Yeah,
for sure.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Yeah, let's ride. Speaking of just kind of wrapping up the whole preseason thing, I feel like we've talked enough about the Ravens and what they did in that game.
I have one more tidbit though.
One more? Come on, let's get it.
Mike Davis. Mike Davis looked good.
I don't know though. That first drive, it was looking very pedestrian. But I feel like the offensive line wasn't really, doing what they're supposed to do. He did show burst though.
We haven't talked about the line.
You're right though. Let's talk about that.
Falele, I like what I saw from Falele. That was nice. Played a little of musical chairs. It looked like with the center. I know Powers was playing center. Makari was playing it, and then TCC was playing it. Yeah. Jawan James looked better than Alejandro Villanueva did all last year. I know it's not a high standard, but hell, I didn't get flashbacks from it.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest takeaway from the line to me was Daniel Falele. And, a lot of the coaches today, and today being August the 15th of 2022, that is, they said that Daniel Falele, he's actually coming along pretty well, so far. He played pretty well in the first preseason game. So, listen, man, if we got Daniel Falele, at offensive tackle, either on the left side or the right side, and he's looking good, I'm okay with that. With that.
Moses with Jawan James, and then Ronnie Stanley comes back. Listen,
I'm okay with that.
We were scraping for linemen so bad. We had to change one of our defensive linemen to an offensive lineman last year. That's how bad it was. I have no problem with some extra offensive line depth. No problems here.
Let's see here. Raven for Life 716 says y'all forgot about Polk. He was nasty with them catches. No, we didn't forget about him. We
gave him
talked
his
about him.
props. We talked
We gave him
about
his
him.
props. You got to rewind. You got to rewind. If you're just getting in here, thank you guys so much for joining this episode of the Purple Rain Podcast. Make sure you guys go ahead and like the video, subscribe if you are new, just like we always say. But yeah, Mekhi Polk, he definitely did his thing. Can't wait to see what he does on Sunday against the Cardinals. But yeah, I mean, no, I agree with you, bro. I mean, Mike Davis, he definitely showed some bursts. And again, I'll say it again. I feel like that was one of the more underrated moves that we made this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just kind of having a J.K. Dobbins, a Gus Edwards whenever he does come back, and then a Mike Davis as well.
Yeah.
And then you just throw Lamar Jackson as the icing on top of that cake. That's deadly for a running game. It's super deadly. But
beautiful.
Let me stop talking. We do have a super chat donation to get into. This one's coming from Brent. Brent, thank you so much, Brent.
Thank you.
Making it rain here. The first one to make it rain here on this episode 130 of the Purple Rain Podcast says, off topic. It can be as short as a yes or no. Does Lamar sign before week 1? I need him to be my QB1. This is a great question. This is a great question. Let's take this as like an actual segment, right? Because I feel like we didn't even plan to talk about this when we talk, going into this episode, but we'll use this. We'll segue to the next topic. Does Lamar sign before week 1? Alex, yes or no?
Yes.
I'm gonna go yes. That's a hot take, though. That's a hot take because that's only 3 weeks away.
I know it is. I think it would. That to me will be the icing. Okay. If we get out of this preseason with no of them I words, him signing is the icing on the cake. That to me can propel this team. I know that like it doesn't add anybody, but when Ray Lewis announced, I'm not gonna don't take this out of context. Like I'm not trying to, but the spark it gave the team, it could give a spark to the team. That's how I feel. It doesn't mean we're gonna bring in a Devontae Adams at receiver, but it can provide a spark and could be like, all right, boys, let's go, let's run this back. I think so, but this can change the next time Lamar speaks because they can say, oh, we're far away, but hearing them having the conversations, I'm kind of getting hopeful, but I'm not going to be surprised if it's a no. But I'm saying yes. Very easily be a no.
I think really the most interesting thing about it is, of course, we know that Lamar Jackson, he came out and said in the press conference that week 1, September 11th, like that's the cutoff. Like I'm not talking no more about my contract until after the season's over. After that, so it's like that's very, very interesting to think about. Like, does he sign before week 1? Because now the pressure's on the Ravens, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's
and
weird.
That franchise tag it's fully guaranteed.
It is. And I don't think Lamar Jackson, honestly, I don't think he minds playing on the franchise tag for 1, maybe even 2 years,
Yeah, neither do I.
Like, because, I mean, you got to think, what did he make last season? How many millions did he make last season?
I don't know I just know this year's like 26.
I know, this year's like 23 to 26 million, something like that.
Yeah.
But he was probably only making like less than what, 4 million?
I'm going to go 3 to 5, I think. That 32nd
Exactly.
pick, yeah.
Exactly. So he's already multiplying that by at least like 4.
Yeah.
So like
brand deals, got to think about that too.
Exactly. So it's like he's already making more money. It's damn near like he already signed another deal.
Right.
Right. But maybe that's what he's going. Maybe that's what he's thinking. But in terms of my answer, yes or no, do I think that he's going to get this done? At this point, I would say no. I'm going to say no because I feel like if he would have got it done, I feel like they would have got it done before the first preseason game was even played.
And I think that's why he's not playing. He's not going to play. I mean, obviously last year, but I was expecting him to get at least a drive. But I don't think he's going to play at all now. So
he may get a drive in the last preseason game. You never know. I feel like he may get one just to get him because I think Patrick Mahomes actually made a good point when he had his post game press conference this past weekend. He was like he likes to play preseason at least like one possession or whatever, or at least until he gets hit. Because once you get hit, it makes things feel real again. You kind of get back into the swing of things. When you get hit by like an opposing team, not like by one of your teammates in camp, that
not
sort of
hugged,
thing.
Not
hugged, exactly. Not one of those. When you actually get hit, it makes things real and you're ready to go. You're locked and loaded. You're locked in. So I feel like maybe you do give him maybe one possession, just one.
Yeah.
Just one. And I'm not even saying like, that at one possession, you just throw the ball. I'm saying maybe give him 2 throws. I don't
Right.
Give him 2 throws. That's it.
No runs. No
Exactly.
options. None.
Right. Exactly. Thank you so much for your super chat donation, Brent.
Thank you.
We do have a couple more to get to. This one coming from Gerald. Gerald making it rain here. G Money making it rain here. Episode 130 of the Purple Rain podcast. Our guy Gerald showing up and showing out per usual. We appreciate you, man. Says watching Shamar Bridges play, and Gerald's really big on Shamar Bridges. He's been talking about him all weekend. If you follow, if you follow Gerald on social media, he's been talking about Shamar Bridges. He posts about it on Instagram. I like the posts. Yes. I agree. I'm with him 100%. He says watching Bridges play, I believe the Ravens are set at the wide receiver position. Oh, that's a hot take, Gerald. That's a hot take. Says no need to pick up another receiver.
Okay.
And hopefully the Ravens sign Bridges to the 53-man roster. And yes, Lamar Jackson signs before the season starts. Multiple hot takes from Gerald.
Let's pick this out. Let's pick this like a crap. We're going to pick the first thing, all right?
Okay.
The Bridges being set. I'm going to have to disagree with you there. I still am on – it depends also with Tylan Wallace and Prochet. We haven't talked about that. Prochet dealing with the soft tissue. Tylan Wallace, soft tissue. I'm not saying I want it. I wouldn't be surprised if we do sign a receiver. Leave that there. But at the same time, if they come back healthy, I would not mind rolling with what we have mid-season, snagging up Odell, and letting it ride. So I have no problem with going to the season with who we have there. I'll let you give your opinions, and we can move on to the next little tidbit.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with Alex and disagree with Gerald again. To say that we're absolutely set at the wide receiver position, I can't go that far yet because, like I said, I would like that veteran presence in the locker room, a guy to just kind of show these younger guys the way. I mean, because we're talking about, Shamar Bridges, who is how old?
I don't even know how old he is.
He's a UDFA, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that he's under 21. Probably. I mean, he's 21 or like somewhere around there, 22 maybe, somewhere in that age range. Rashad Bateman, who's our number 1 wide receiver. 24. Oh, he's 24.
Yeah,
oh, nice.
I wasn't expecting that.
A little bit older, and he's 6'5", right?
Indeed.
Okay, cool. Still new to the league, though. I mean, Rashad Bateman, James Prochet, Devin Duvernay, these are all still relatively young guys, like fresh meat in the league. I would love to see, a veteran wide receiver come in, kind of coach those guys up beyond the level that a T. Martin, that a Keith Williams can do. Somebody who's actually in the fold and on the field with them at the same time, who can kind of give them advice. That's why I really wanted us to get Julio Jones. But at the same time, I do like what I see from Shamar Bridges, Gerald. I do. I love the fade routes. I love that he's 6'5", he can go up, he can catch those 50-50 balls. And like I always say on this podcast, Lamar Jackson, he loves the taller receivers. He does. It's the reason why Miles Boykin actually got targets while he was with the Ravens, because I feel like he is a more big-bodied receiver. So, hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting into what he said after that, he said, yes, Lamar Jackson signs before the season starts.
I hope so.
Alex says yes. I say no.
We'll see. It can change. But
it can definitely change.
I'm really hoping.
Let's see. Thank you so much, Joe, for your super chat donation. We appreciate you, though. This next one is coming from Yolanda. Yolanda pulling up from deep as well, half court. We appreciate you, Yolanda, pulling up from downtown. Says, with each passing day, I'm more and more concerned and a bit worried, to be honest, that the deal will not happen before week 1.
And you have every right to feel that way. Every right. I'm nervous, too. Maybe I said yes because I really wanted it to happen. That's probably why I said it. But I agree with you.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I agree as well. I don't think that it's going to happen before week 1 because, it's obvious at this point. They've been in talks for a while.
There's ground to make up on the Ravens side, obviously.
Right, exactly. And you say, obviously, there's ground to make up on the Ravens side. That means that, obviously, Lamar Jackson has a number in mind, a figure in mind, a dollar amount in mind that the Ravens have not met yet. They have not met him there.
Yep.
And they're still trying to, talk him down, or Lamar is still trying to talk them up, that sort of thing. They're still negotiating. But the fact that we're already in September and they've probably been negotiating since January, that tells you that they really have not gotten all that far. So
worrying.
It's kind of worrying. Yes, it's kind of worrying, but At the same time, again, I think Lamar Jackson is not all that worried himself because he knows that going in and to this 5th-year option, he's going to make $23 to $26 million in 1 year, which is more than he's ever made in his entire life.
Yeah.
So I think that he's probably okay with that, vastly okay with that. So, we'll see what happens from there. But thank you so much, Yolanda, for your super chat donation. We appreciate you each and every time.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and transition, Alex, to our next topic. I know you were actually at training camp today. You were at training camp. Yeah.
I was there. I was at the castle.
So, let's talk about I'm gonna let you talk about what you saw, what you took away from training camp today. What can we be excited about? What's the latest?
So I didn't sit where the 11-on-11s happen, or where the 7-on-7s. I was right near where the linemen work. I was seeing all the individual drills. I was seeing the pass blocking from the running backs, and I want to be honest, all the running backs did very well at pass blocking. The only one who got cooked wasn't even a running back; it was a fullback. Ben Mason got cooked. It was like he dipped under Ben Mason, and Ben Mason just had to hold him. It was disgusting. I had the linebackers right in front of me. It was pretty cool seeing just them, Zach Gore coaching them up, seeing just Queen, Harrison, Welch, Josh Bynes didn't practice, which kind of hurt, but all good. Diego Fago, I believe that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
He can thump. He can. At one point, I think he hit this machine so hard they had to like readjust it. That was pretty cool to see. I saw the edge rushers go up against, I believe, some of the linemen. Owe was doing his thing.
Of course.
Dalen Hayes doing his thing. Aaron Crawford, I think, is a name to definitely keep your eye on. I saw Calais came up, but he was talking him up today. Definitely good to hear. And Brent Urban, this dude, like his hand just like karate chopped one of these the dummies and just knocked it down. His strength is crazy. And I saw Travis Jones, and I saw Matabike, and the difference between like Matabike and Michael Pierce is crazy. Like they're both defensive line, but Matabike is just so like defined in tone, and then you have Michael Pierce who's just like really big. And I thought that was really funny. I'm gonna move on. Tyler Beatty, like at one point, did get hurt. Like he ran into a pile in an inside zone, and he came out holding his arm. I guess he's good because he didn't talk about it. I thought like it was like a serious injury because like he couldn't move his arm. They took him over to the 10 and he was fine. So that kind of scared me at one point. I'm not gonna lie. And I saw the Isaiah Likely catch. I saw that with my own. Like, it was right in front of me. I moved over, and that was pretty cool to see. He absolutely mossed Malik Harrison. I saw Duvernay have a big touchdown. And Duvernay burnt Kevon Seymour, if anybody wanted to hear that. Duvernay got right by him. So that's what I got. And then Vereen had a really good pass breakup on Bridges. It was just a good one-on-one play.
Man, I mean, let me just start with this. The Kevon Seymour agenda is really heating up because it's just like every day I hear about him either getting burned, him just getting cooked, and like for me, like I feel like him in his head, like with all these plays being made against him, it's got to be like that Adrian Broner meme where it's like, I'm not lying, I'm getting cooked.
Yeah,
I'm getting cooked.
At some point, you gotta be honest with yourself. You just
gotta be honest. Like I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if he's gonna make the roster necessarily. I just don't know. Yeah. But getting into the more important things from training camp, that Isaiah Likely catch. I mean, over 3 defenders.
You saw it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited for this guy, man, and I cannot talk about it enough, man. I just cannot. Like Isaiah Likely, he's gonna be. I feel like that receiver that really makes defenses play us a whole different way, because not only now do you have to worry about Mark Andrews, who can run those crosser routes, those slant routes. He can run anything. But Isaiah Likely really where he specializes, he can catch the ball. He can find soft spots in zones, which we play zones a lot because you really don't want to play a whole lot of man coverage against Lamar Jackson's offense, or else you get burned by Lamar Jackson. Exactly. So against a lot of zone coverages, he finds the soft spots in zones even as a rookie. Coming out of Coastal Carolina, so not even like a big school. You know what I mean? Like that's
nice school,
big.
not a big school.
Nice school, not a big school, Right. Catches the ball. And like you saw in that play where he juked the defenders, 2 defenders out of their socks.
Oh my goodness.
An
Sent them
open
in a
space.
blender. In a blender.
I mean, if you're watching that play, you would not assume that Isaiah Likely was a tight end. You would have said, oh, that's the Ravens' new wide receiver, right? Number 80, right? No, that's a tight end.
The way he was just moving a tight end shouldn't be able to move like that.
No way. I guarantee Mark Andrews is not juking nobody like that. I mean, I'm sorry, Mark.
He'll hurdle you. He won't juke.
He'll hurdle you, but he's not juking you like that. That's a
Yeah.
different type of skill set that I saw from Isaiah Likely on Thursday night, which is what I love to see. Because when you have 2 tight ends in a tight end centric offense, 2 tight ends who have different styles who can hurt you in different ways, that's dangerous. That's dangerous.
I don't want to mention these 2 guys. I don't want to mention one of the guys because of like what happened off the field. But they were pretty damn good playing together. That was Gronkowski and thou shall not be named with the Patriots. I'm not even going to say his name. They were pretty good together. Yeah. I'm not going to compare the 2, but the Patriots didn't always have that star receiver. They had Randy Moss at one point, but they were winning games. I hear with like Chris Hogan, Edelman, Wes Welker. Not the best receivers, but they were getting it done. But they had these guys who, nobody could cover Gronkowski on his day. It was very hard to cover him. Once again, not comparing, but they made it work. So who knows what we found, but if we can definitely utilize them to both their strengths, that'd be awesome. And we haven't even seen Charlie Kolar yet, who I think is going to be a better red zone target. What 6'7"? How tall is he? Like 6'4", I believe. 6'3".
Likely?
He's tall. No, Kolar.
No, I know Likely is like 6'4".
I think Charlie Kolar is even taller.
Oh, listen, look up that height. I need to know. Because listen, because Mark Andrews 6'5", Isaiah Likely 6'4", Charlie Kolar is how tall?
6'6".
6'6".
I was about to say 6'7". 6'6".
Oh my God.
6'6".
Man, I'm telling you.
See that smile on his face? He's cheesing.
I'm cheesing. I got to, because you guys know I love those big body receivers for Lamar Jackson. Because I mean, it requires, and not to say Lamar Jackson is an inaccurate quarterback, but it requires a lot less accuracy with a receiver who has a bigger catch radius.
That radius. I mean,
exactly. And a lot of times Lamar is outside of the pocket on the run, trying to throw to these guys. And yeah, when you're throwing on the run across your body, you're going to sacrifice a little bit of your accuracy. And when you do that, you need a receiver downfield who can go and he can make that catch outside of the radius, that sort of thing. So having a guy like Charlie Kolar, I mean, hopefully he can come back and be as good as, we expect him to be. Isaiah Likely at 6'4", Mark Andrews 6'5", Kolar 6'6".
6'4", 6'5", 6'6".
Danger.
Love that. And then I think one more thing I saw today was Ben Powers got absolutely beat on the bull rush. Like, disgustingly beat. So, something to keep your eye on. Yeah, I know we've talked about it. We're really starting to believe this could be trade bait.
I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah. I mean, the roster cuts are coming up here soon, so like we're gonna get a lot of answers. Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of answers to these questions in a couple days here. So we will see about that for sure. There was one other thing that I think I wanted to bring up from training camp today that I can't quite put my finger on.
Well, why are you thinking about that too? I know we talked 2 episodes ago with Coach DC, and we talked about how like Lamar really wouldn't take the check downs. He was taking them today in the 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s. Yeah, checking it down. I saw there was one, I think Nate McCrary I saw. Don't know if that was him or Anthony Brown because I was far away. I just saw like the jersey. Like I knew it was a quarterback. Probably was Brown because it was like with the 3rd and 4th stringers. But I saw him definitely do it to Mike Davis. I think saw one to Justice Hill too. He was taking what they were giving to him. And that was very promising to me. Wasn't forcing anything. Wasn't taking off. Yeah, there was a running back open. He just checked it down. So that was nice to see.
Yeah. So it actually came back to me. The one thing that I did want to bring up lastly about the Ravens training camp and what they've been reporting at the Ravens offense, excuse me, has been doing so well lately is red zone efficiency. Getting scores in the red zone is huge. Like in 2019, we were ranked top 5 in the league in scoring percentage in the red zone. 2020 and 2021, we were ranked respectively 14th and 15th. So average, as Alex would like to say, bang average, in the league. But in 2019, again, we were top 5. So if we can get back to being that red zone team where, like, listen, if we get you within like the 20-yard line to your end zone, we're gonna score 8 to 9 times out of 10. If
No,
we can get back
no
to being that team.
3-pointers.
Nope, right, exactly. As much as I love Justin Tucker, we gave him that extension. It's cool, but I would love to still keep him off the field as much as possible. And I'm sure Lamar Jackson agrees. If we can finish in the red zone at a high clip to the point where we were top 5 in red zone efficiency, yeah, I mean, we're talking about a Super Bowl bound season. I mean, potential season, like a deep playoff run. Like, we're going to be really, really good. Yeah. Really, really good. Because that's the point. I mean, when your offense is clicking like that and they're just, firing on all cylinders, and, they're getting in the end zone when they're in the red zone, they have those opportunities. Like, that's going to bode well for your offense, man. I mean, that's when offense turns to defense. Like,
yeah, and you can't praise that enough as well. But I can praise the 123 people watching live with us. Woo! The Purple Rain podcast. I think we're at 75 likes. That's usually our goal for like the show altogether. So hitting that live, thank you very much. Just a huge thank you. If you're new, feel free to subscribe. We'd love to have you join our little family here. The Rain Gang. Yeah, we'll get talking about more football. I just wanted to give a thank you to all of you guys.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this episode 130 of the Purple Rain podcast. Like my guy Alex said, like the video, subscribe if you are new. But listen, let's go ahead and move on to what we saw from the rest of the league. Yeah. Right? An NFL preseason. Listen, my guy, Simply AS10, if you don't already know, he has the best highlight channel on YouTube when it comes to NFL highlights. Make sure you go on YouTube, subscribe to Simply AS10, because listen, everything that you probably would have wanted to see or missed over this weekend is on his channel. So make sure you go check him out.
I slacked him for it. I was working Saturday. I was pissed. I saw George Pickens ball out, and I was like, damn, I really want to do that. But thank you very much. Oh, by the way, if you don't believe I win, I still got this pass on, by the way.
There we go. Yeah. But we're going to get into a couple takeaways that, from the rest of the league, NFL preseason week 1. I'll start.
Okay.
For me, number one, and you mentioned him just now, George Pickens from the Steelers, man.
Timothy. NFL young boy.
Yeah, I don't.
I hate that I love this man. I hate that I like him so much. I shouldn't like a Steelers player this much. This is illegal.
I know. It's bad. It's bad. And we talked about it like literally during the draft, like as the draft was going on. I think it was like right after we drafted David Ojabo in the 2nd round, I want to say.
Yep.
We were talking. We were like, man, hopefully the Ravens will go ahead and draft George Pickens. We'll be good at wide receiver, that sort of thing. We didn't get him. Steelers ended up getting him. And now he's making plays left and right. I'm talking in training camp. I'm talking in preseason games. That preseason game catch that he had this past weekend, man, that was insane, bro. I mean, it was very Santonio Holmes-esque in the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. I hate to compare it to like a Super Bowl caliber play, a Super Bowl winning caliber play.
My man Kurt should have won that Super Bowl. It hurts me.
I know. But like that's what it gave to me. I mean, like just that sort of poise. I mean, you're literally running out of bounds. You're running out of freaking field real estate, right? And you're looking over your shoulder trying to catch that pass. Soft hands, catches it, just no bobble, just catches it, gets both feet in bounds, touchdown. That's something that directly translates into week 1 and throughout the rest of his NFL career. I'm sorry, it just does. It just does. I love what I see from him.
Yeah, and his blocking, dude. I barely see any of the Ravens cornerbacks get just manhandled like that. Just pushed.
And that's my thing. Like, he's such a good blocker to the point where like you can tell like he enjoys the task of going out and putting hands on another grown man.
I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, like we shouldn't have gotten Ojabo. I just want to know like he fits to be a Ravens wide receiver. He has no problem blocking. And I swear, if I hear this because it's off the field stuff, the kid plays with passion. Yeah. I love that. I love somebody who lives, breathes, eats, dies this game. I love that. What, because he threw a couple punches somebody in a game? The guy probably deserved it from Georgia Tech, all right? Because he spritzed some water on him. Hell yeah, we're in the AFC North. Like, we had a guy take off another man's helmet and hit him over the head with it.
We did.
We need that in this division, and we passed on that. I'm not going to – listen, Ojabo could – we haven't even seen it, but I'm not going to sit here and try to judge it too early, but Pickens is looking good. So Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
you did it again. You did it again.
Right. Now what I will say is that George Pickens versus Marlon Humphrey is going to be a matchup for the ages, for sure.
Give me George Pickens, Marcus Peters. Give me Marcus. I want to see that. I want to see just Marcus Peters didn't play with socks on. This man is a menace. I need that.
I feel that, but I feel like Marcus Peters, he's less physical. He's less physical than Marlon Humphrey.
That is true. That is true.
You need somebody who's gonna not be afraid of George Pickens getting in their face, putting hands on them at the, because it's different when a wide receiver puts his hands on you at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack. Marcus Peters, he's more so the guy, like, he's gonna play, he's gonna drop back a little bit, kind of sag off, kind of wait, read the quarterback's eyes, make a jump, make a play on the ball, kind of like a Trayvon Diggs. But Marlon Humphrey, he's more so like, oh, this is my man. Like, you're my man. Okay, I'm locking you up, and I'm gonna do everything that I can. I'm gonna be physical with you. I'm gonna put my hands on you. You're not gonna get by me unless you just really are that guy. You really are that dude. So that's why I want to see Marlon Humphrey match up against him. But honestly, I'm thinking that first game, that first time that they match up against each other, by the third or fourth rep, it might be one of those Marlon Humphrey versus Odell situations again.
There's going to be a fight. There's going to be a fight. I was looking at some old Kyle Hamilton video too. Him and Notre Dame. That man can lay the boom. Come over the middle. Come over the middle. Let's see what happens when we meet in the middle. But yeah, hopefully we get the rivalry back, like the nasty, chippy Hines Ward, Ray Lewis, Hines Ward, Ed Reed, James Harrison, Todd Heap. Give me that back. I love it.
Right. Yeah. Other takeaways from Week 1 NFL preseason, Alex.
Patrick Mahomes, one drive, looked amazing.
Okay.
His new receivers.
But do we expect that though?
Yeah, I do. I expected it, but just seeing it happen, because there's been the Tyreek stuff. Are they going to be good? Went out there, did his thing. Eric Bieniemy still calling it hell of a game, hell of a drive. Yeah. I will tell you one guy who looked good, former Raven, Trace McSorley.
Throw it on a dime. I saw your video.
Yes, I had to. I mean, I know it's the backups to the Bengals, but it's always good to see a former Raven doing his thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is, absolutely. There were a couple of other takeaways that I had from this NFL Week 1 preseason. One, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts looked really good. I think 6 for 6, 80 yards and a touchdown. I mean, hey man, I think that the Eagles, people are sleeping on them to win that division.
Talk about it. Can we talk about that? I think
let's talk about it. Yeah,
I think they have a great team, a great offense, have a good line. It's Miles Sanders' year to break out. You get Devonta Smith. You get AJ
Brown is there.
You got a solid
Jordan Davis on that defense.
Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox. Darius Slay back there.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel like the Eagles are going to hurt some feelings in the NFC East. I really do. I think they sweep the Washington Commanders. I do. I think that they also sweep the Giants, of course. And then I think that they split with the Cowboys. I think they split with the Cowboys. But yeah, the Eagles are definitely underrated going into the season. They made the playoffs last year. I think that they take that next step, maybe make it to the divisional round this year. I like what I see from them, for sure.
Yeah,
I do.
And then I saw Carson Wentz. I mean, I know I wasn't the biggest fan of the trade, but he looked pretty good too for the Commanders. Commanders uniforms actually kind of grew on me. I like the way they looked.
Yeah, me too. I like the helmets. I like the W on the helmets. I feel like you could do something with that. Like, I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
I'm a fan. For sure.
I think some other games that we had, the Raiders and Vikings wasn't anything too crazy. I'm trying to think of games like there was starters playing. The Lions, Aiden Hutchinson. Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh, Hutchinson, yeah, he looked good. Yeah. Show flashes.
And then I'll get into it right now. The Jets, Zach Wilson getting hurt.
Yeah.
We could see Joe Flacco week 1.
Flacco versus Lamar Jackson week 1.
Joe Flacco.
Who would have thought? Yeah.
Get my best Hampton accent out here.
Who would have thought week 1 we'd be seeing Joe Flacco versus Lamar Jackson? I mean, Joe Flacco recently in an interview acted like he didn't care, didn't really know about it, wasn't really aware that the Jets are playing the Ravens week 1, that sort of thing.
Yes, me. Don't
exactly. I'm gonna love to see it just because I know I feel like we're gonna eat Joe Flacco alive if he is starting week 1.
And listen, I don't know. Our fan base, man, the people rooting for bro. If you're a Ravens fan, you root for the Ravens. All right, I don't care who they're playing.
Root for the Ravens, yeah.
Ray Lewis could be on the other side. I'm rooting for the gosh darn Ravens. All right,
Yeah,
I was there
exactly.
when Ed Reed was a Jet, and guess what? When Jacoby Jones burned him, you're damn right I was screaming, and you're damn right I'll be screaming when Kyle Hamilton picks him off in week 1.
Yep.
After that, I hope he does fine. But against my team, hope he drops a stinker.
Exactly. You make a good point there. I mean, listen, I loved what Joe Flacco did for the Ravens 10 years ago, but today is today. You know, I'm rocking out with Lamar Jackson, Ravens and company. I hope we thrash the Jets week 1.
And I think about too, we were talking about how like the mobile quarterbacks with like our pass rush. You get a guy like Flacco back there who we know isn't the most mobile. Away 3+ sacks that first week. How are we feeling? Are we feeling a hat trick?
Oh my gosh, man. A hat trick. I mean, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, like you said. Like,
and that's what
Zach Wilson, he's one of those mobile quarterbacks with somebody who's less mobile. Now, listen, Joe Flacco in his days, he had some wheels.
Yeah,
wheels on him. But nowadays, though, I mean, you can see the gray in the beard, the gray in the hair. I mean, it's you could tell it's not the same. It's not going to be the same. He's not going to be rolling out to his right on boots and what. He's not going to be doing all that. I feel like he's going to be dropping back, making his reads, delivering the football, which is, that's what veteran quarterbacks do.
Could you imagine Jalen Armour Davis picks him off? Oh, the number 5 picking him off. Could you imagine that? Oh, my
That'd
goodness.
be awesome, honestly.
That'd be hilarious.
But yeah, those some of our biggest takeaways from NFL preseason week 1. I think that we're about an hour and 2 in. We can take a couple we can take a couple more questions while we get a couple more likes in here. We'll take a couple questions. Go ahead and kick off the Rain Gang questions segment before we get out of here. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast, just like you see down there below. Also, you can go on manscaped.com, place an order, use the code PRP.
Yes.
Save 20% off of your Manscaped order. But yeah,
love that.
Getting into some questions from you guys. Let's see what you guys are saying.
I miss the streams like this. I miss talking football on streams.
Soon
we'll get the fantasy football segment back in here. We'll get the pick segment back in here. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Let's see. We got another super chat donation. This one coming from a regular Purple Rain Pioneer, Balti Raven.
Stamp that.
What's going on, man?
Stamp that.
We got stamped. The Purple Rain Pioneer is official for Balti Raven for sure.
Thank you.
He's him. Timothy for sure.
Yes.
Thank you, man. We appreciate that. Let's see. Black Daniel's giving a big shout out to the replay gang. Big shout out to the replay gang. Thank you guys so much for coming through, pulling up to this episode. Gerald giving a nod to us. Simply as 10 and Sudden Death. Fun podcast. Thank you.
It was, man. Yeah. When football's back, we made it through the boring season. We got games we're talking about. I love that.
Yeah. Let's see. Terry Mitchell says, would you guys be fans of us signing Dante Hightower? I think we should make the move. We are very thin and could use more experience.
We are thin. I'm still surprised JPP is a free agent.
Me too. Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah. I'm never mad at some experience and filling up a gap where it is thin because our outside linebackers are very thin. I was thinking about it today. Like, it's scary. And I see our guy Void brought up a question. I'll let you pull that up too. But if somebody were to go down, we got questions to ask. But I wouldn't hate it at all.
Yeah. And like Void says here, if Owe goes down, what do we do?
We cry. We cry. I'm gonna go and pray that we don't have a repeat of last year. That's what I'll do.
I think if Owe goes down, we pray Ojabo comes back healthy and he fills right in. We pray Tyus Bowser comes back and Mike McDonald uses him in the right way, and he can go and rush the quarterback and get some sacks. That's what we hope. I
cannot take another offseason of the what ifs. I want to see Ojabo and Owe play. I want to see Bowser. I want to see Houston there. I want to see Hayes. I don't want no more what ifs. I want to see it. I cannot do another offseason of that.
Yeah. Let's see. 410 Byron saying, did they talk about Marcus Peters yet? Listen, man.
He's back.
Marcus Peters, the juice man. I think we touched on it a little bit earlier, but having Marcus Peters back, man, that is going to be huge for our defense. I
We're
mean, Calais
collecting the
Campbell.
Infinity Stones.
Yeah, exactly. Calais Campbell said it earlier today in his interview. He said that having Marcus Peters back is important, not only for like, the physical like plays he puts on the football field, but just the leadership that he brings as well. So it's not only just the execution. He brings a lot of leadership on field, keeps guys on the same page. That's huge. That's really, really big. A guy who not only can lead by example, but can lead by actually coaching up the younger guys. And like, listen, we have a lot of younger guys. Pepe Williams, you think he's not going to listen to a Marcus Peters?
Come on now.
Come on now.
Of course.
Exactly.
A guy who has led the league in picks, a Pro Bowler. Come on.
Like, what do you think Marcus Peters was saying to Pepe Williams after he dropped that pick 6 on Thursday night?
If that were me, I would have housed that. Probably, but that friendly banter. But probably just because he's been in that situation.
Right.
Peters has Peters ever dropped a pick? I need to see that. But I mean, you can't really put a price on that veteran experience as well. So I can't wait for that. As people mentioned, Ardarius Washington back too. Heck yeah. Love me some Ardarius. Need to see him in the preseason.
Yeah. Let's see. Seth here says, Sutton, do you think John Jones and Stipe Miocic will fight anytime soon? To me, I'm thinking not this year. I'm thinking probably sometime mid next year. John Jones has not fought since early 2019. And we're halfway through 2022 now, so over halfway through 2022. So he hasn't been there for a long time. Stipe hasn't been in there since midway through 2020, something like that. So it's been a minute for both of those gentlemen, but I do think that they will fight probably sometime next year, probably like halfway through next year, but not anytime soon. Not before the end of the year. I don't see that.
And we're at 99 likes. We're 1 like away from 100. Can we please?
1 like away.
That would honestly exceed, I'm already exceeded expectations. That would just be like the cherry on top of the cake already that we've been.
And if you are the 100th like, because I'm sure somebody might have probably already liked it already, thank you so much for being the 100th like.
And we hit it. So thank you.
Nice. Yeah. We appreciate that. Let's see. Jahai Scott says, do either one of you guys sports bet? Just curious. Great stream, by the way. Thank you, Jahai. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I know I tried to, but it hasn't been passed with one of the apps I wanted to use in Maryland, which kind of sucks. I would have lost the bet too, so maybe that was a sign because it was a parlay I did. I remember, and it would have missed.
Yeah. Me personally, I do not. I may make a little friendly bet on the side with my friends, but I don't really go to the casino, place any bets, go on FanDuel, DraftKings. I don't really do a whole lot of stuff like that. I've thought about it, and people have told me, you got so much football knowledge, this and that. You could probably be really good at it.
Kill because you can
UFC,
predict, how it would finish the round.
Yeah, I've just never been a big I'm just not a gambling guy. Yeah. I have my vices just like everybody else, but I'm not a gambling guy. I'm not a gambling man. So
I was just in Atlantic City last week and I was staying at a casino. I didn't go. I went and I was like, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's just not my thing. Not my thing. Let's see. Josh Price. What's going on, Josh? Appreciate you for pulling up, coming through. Says, so likely definitely shouldn't play another preseason game, right? No, I think he should.
I think he's going to. Yeah, I think he's going to.
I want to see more. Right?
I want to see more. I don't want to see more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the guy's a rook. I mean, he's fresh, literally fresh meat.
If Hamilton's playing,
it's not like he was a number 1 overall pick. It's not like we can't just shelter him and just.
Trayvon Walker was playing. Aiden Hutchinson was playing.
Right. They were all playing. Yeah. I want to see Isaiah likely make more plays. Just give him even more of a reason to be more a part of this offense come week 1 for me. For sure. I think we're going to go ahead and leave it there for this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Thank you guys so much for coming out to this episode 130 of PRP. Less than 4 weeks away from week 1 of the regular season when we take on the New York Jets.
Yes.
So we're getting there. We already made it to preseason. We're already in the season, right? Off season is over.
Off season is over. Who showed up? Look who showed up at the very end.
Who's that?
The Don.
The Don. What's going on?
Thank you, Don.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Don, for coming through. Yes, sir. Make sure you hit that rewind. Watch the episode because we know you tune in all the time. Yes. So, Hate that you missed out, but yeah, you're part of the hashtag replay gang, so we appreciate
Love
you.
you, Don. Thank you.
Baltimore Ravens says great stream as usual. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Thank you.
Listen, guys, you can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast if you want all updates on anything to do with this podcast. Also, you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Sudden Death, like you see down below. You can follow this guy over here on Twitter at Simply as 10, on Instagram at Simply as 10.prod, and on YouTube just as Simply as 10. If you want all the highlights from all preseason highlights, if you're part of other NFL team fan bases, make sure you check out Simply as 10's channel because he's got all the low-key players that you want to know about on his channel, the highlights, all that stuff. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe to him on YouTube. Listen, last thing is you can go on manscaped.com, use our code PRP, save 20% off your Manscaped order. With that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out.
Your balls will thank you. And as always, thank you for coming through episode 130 of the Purple Rain Podcast. A fantastic episode. We are back. We are here. Yes. Football season is upon us. So, with that being said, as always, stay positive, test negative. One more thing.
And never, ever, ever forget to go on manscaped.com and use that code 20% off PRP.
And free shipping.
Free shipping as well. But on top of that, never, ever forget to call God. This has been episode 130 of the